each one of them. This is Chevrolet night here and Shell Auto Care night as well.
At Charlotte, number 31.
Coming up, that's Cedric Maxwell. Maxwell is 6'8" out of North Carolina, now in his 8th year.
20 from Indiana State, number 33, Larry Bird. At center, 7 feet 230 from Centenary, number 00, Robert Parrish. At one guard, 6'4", 202 from Pepperdine, number 3, Dennis Johnson. And at the other guard, 6'5", 185 from Brigham Young, number 44, Danny Ainge. The head coach, Casey Jones, assisted by Jim Rogers and Chris Ford and trainer Ray Melchiori, the Boston Celtics.
So the world champion.
And now let's meet your Indiana Pacers. Starting at one forward, 6'11", 240 from Ohio State, number 32, Herb Williams. At the other forward, 6'7", 225 from Ohio State, number 33, Clark Kellogg. At center, 6'11", 220 from Ohio State, number 31, Granville Waiters. At one guard, 6'4", 190 from Indiana, number 6, Jim Thomas. And at the other guard, 6'5", 195 from Georgia, number 10, Vern Fleming. The head coach, George Irvin, assisted by Donnie Walsh and Mel Daniels, and trainer David Craig, your Indiana Pacers.
So that's a look at the starting lineups for this one, and of course the big surprise is the starting lineup, which consists of Granny Waiters at 6'11", 220 pounds. He'll be going against Robert Parrish at 7 feet 230 for the Celtics. The two officials, I know you're aware of them. It is Dick Bavetta, the man on the left, and Paul Mahalik on the right. And the lineups right now for both teams have been announced. That is Bavetta, who has the ball, or will get the ball right there. Boston will go to our right, and the men in gold will go to our left. A big hello tonight to N. Stuart Growell, the president of the Norman J. Growell Company. One of the great Pacer fans here tonight, looking on and enjoying what he hopes will be a competitive ball game. Boston, one of the great teams this year and almost every year, Jerry Harkness.
Right you are, and it's strange enough, we didn't say a word about Larry Bird. I bet you will have a lot to say in the ball game, though.
Yes, we will, and he'll be on at halftime for a brief visit with us. That is Vern Fleming, who's been so very hot. Notice how they drop off him. That is Ainge, who dropped off when the ball went to the head of the key. Waiters has it, now over to Kellogg, stolen away by DJ. Dennis Johnson goes in for the driving layup and scores, and Boston breaks out on top 2-zip.
Boy, he's got quick hands. I tell you, he just took that right away from Clark before he even knew it, and then right down for 2 points.
Maxwell at 6'8", posting up against the post-up man, rather, Kellogg, who now comes out as Fleming shoots, misses. DJ with a rebound. The outlet pass over to Ainge. He can't hang on to it. And it'll be Indiana ball. The two clubs have met twice before, Hark. The first one a 17-point win for the Celtics. That was here, and then in Boston, Indiana led by 16 in the second quarter and ended up losing the ball game by 10.
That was a perfect example on how fast they get the ball down the court. That outlet pass was unbelievable, but Ainge missed it.
That's Granny inside with a tip missing. Kellogg inside, banks it up, and then he's fouled.
Oh, it's good to get those breaks at this part of the game, because I tell you, at the beginning, we didn't get a good start, so here's a good move here. You see the crowd went to the other side of the basket to get that rebound, and Clark was all alone on that side, and Cedric was just an inch too late.
Clark Kellogg at the line. Clark had 22, 9 out of 18, and a team high of 11 boards and 4 steals and 3 assists against Atlanta the other night. He's been playing well. It is right now 3-2, Indiana with the lead. Larry Bird chases it and loses it. Out of bounds it goes. Oh no, they say it belongs to Boston. Crowd does not like that. We've got some seats available. And tomorrow night against Chicago. That's Dennis Johnson. He was more or less run out of Phoenix. They didn't like his attitude or something, but what a ball player he was there, and he's been a great one for Boston. And a whistle and a foul away from the ball.
Right away, Granville is trying to put the body on Robert Parrish and put a little pressure on him because he knows that they have been tough, especially Robert against her.
Let's see if they go into the hole to him. That's Bird shooting, blocked by Williams, but into the arms of Maxwell, who scores. No, he doesn't. It rolled out. It's loose. Thomas had it. Bird sitting down, throws it out of bounds. It's saved before it. No, it went out of bounds. Didn't even hear a whistle.
Good hustle by the Indiana Pacers as well as the Boston Celtics on that loose ball. Fortunately, we got the break.
That's Kellogg trying to drive, and Johnson steals it away, but reached in and got caught. It's a foul on DJ.
Good move by our Indiana Pacers. We got the ball down the court before the Celtics could set up, and as a result, we got the foul call.
Tonight is GTE Pacer Pennant Night. Every fan receiving a GTE pennant. Having a good time for this one. That's Granny. Missing inside. Williams had it, lost it. Here comes the Birdman. Larry driving. Over to Johnson. Back to Ames. Danny's been playing well. Ames has. Dennis can take the jumper. Overplaying his man well underneath was Kellogg. That's Ames.
You're right. He can hit the shot from the outside, which of course take the pressure off of Robert Parrish and Cedric Maxwell, and of course the Bird on the inside play.
Ames has really come along. Bob Cousy told me before the ball game he thinks this club is much better than it was last year, and he thinks they're going to win it. He thinks they're better than Philly.
And of course, being a Celtic like him, I don't think he can say anything else.
Yeah, but he's not the kind of guy to hem and haw. He wouldn't say anything if he didn't believe it.
Yeah,
I really believe that. That's Parrish. Great move.
And that was a good outlet pass by Larry Bird. The Boston Celtics do that a lot, especially when we score and we kind of take that tendency to get down court a little too late. They'll throw that long pass on you.
Boston leads by 1. That's Jim Thomas. They're overplaying Kellogg. They ought to go backdoor, but Maxwell protects that also. That's Fleming alone. He fakes by and travels on the play.
Fleming, of course, they're giving him the outside shot, and he's trying to drive on it. He's going to have to take that outside shot, and then if he hits 2 or 3, then they'll come up on him.
We're just delighted to welcome 110 Chevrolet dealers all around the state tonight, headed by Matt Murphy, the zone manager. Granny Waiters hauls it down. Here comes Fleming. It is stolen away by Ainge. He falls out of bounds and gets it to Bird to Johnson. Maxwell. Boy, they throw it well, don't they?
I tell you got to give them credit. That Boston Celtics fast break, it's been noted as tradition, and they don't have that real quick guard, that real fast guard.
Timeout is called on the court, and the LS Ayers scoreboard says Boston 8, Indiana 5. LS Ayers is the official store of the Indiana Pacers. This is with 8:41 to go in the first period, and we welcome aboard WBAK TV 38 in Terre Haute, Indiana, and Larry Bird will be on with us at halftime. I know you'll want to take a look at the guy who has helped make your city well known. WFFT TV 55 in Fort Wayne, also on our network, along with our anchor station, WTTV Channel 4 in Indianapolis. That's Granny Waiters, double team, shoots anyway. Bingo, he's got it. So Granny's 1 out of 3 from the field. It's now 8-7, the Pacers trailing the Celtics. Interesting matchup here, Jim Thomas against Ames, and Fleming against Johnson. Fleming's big enough so Johnson should not be able to post him up. Foul called, illegal defense against Indiana. Don't know who he's calling it on. Who could he have called that on? Park, I can't believe that call. No, because Kellogg was on his man. Who could he have called that on? George doesn't understand who he called it on either. Bird misses with an air ball and a rebound. Herb Williams. Here comes Indiana. A bucket, they could go into the lead. Fleming bringing it up. Kellogg back over to Williams. Look at Parrish give him the shot. Over to Thomas. Now to Granny. Cedric's on him on a switch. Boy, they're playing a zone defense. And no whistle against the Celtics. They're just not following a man through at all, Hark.
You're absolutely right.
Johnson misses it. Williams grabs it. Here comes Thomas. 8-7. Boston. Thomas goes right by Ames. Over to Fleming.
Good assist by Thomas. He really got the guys up in the air and then laid it off to Vern Fleming for the easy layup. Good move.
He had 23 points the other night against the Hawks Tuesday. Fleming was 10 out of 13 and had a steal. He's been playing well of late. Ainge fakes him out. That is Thomas, and banks it in. 10-9, Boston on top by 1. 7 minutes to go. We're in the opening quarter. And another one tomorrow night against the Chicago Bulls right here. Not on TV, though, but right here at Market Square Arena. Jimmy Thomas.
Jimmy Thomas, as I indicated, had been struggling earlier about midway in the season. Now he's starting to come back with that shot from the outside. It's going to be an asset if he can hit it for him.
Indiana leads by 1. Now Thomas is on him, and DJ will back him in. Surprised he didn't go all the way. Cedric.
Now that's a little bit of a surprise, and I'm sure it put Clark a surprise hitting the 20-footer from outside like that.
That's true. He normally doesn't take the shot out there, but he does hit lifetime 56%. But normally he's an inside guy. Giving that shot all night long. Boston leads by 1. Thomas goes to Williams. They've got pretty good defense now, Hart. Look at Bird push Granny Waiters.
Really?
Oh, man. Good. And right in front of Paul Mahalik. How did he miss it? That's Danny Ainge. A whistle and a foul call.
Finally over the back. Let's take a look at this over the back here. Cedric Clark has him, of course, boxed out, and he does go right over the back.
Maxwell's second foul, third team foul. Fleming comes out. Jerry Seasting comes in against Ainge. An excellent matchup. Ainge is 6'4", and Seasting is 6'1½". It's a good matchup for Boston. It'll be tough for Jerry to keep the big guy. That's Stepanovic in the ball game against the Birdman. He ought to take him down low. Bird is very strong, though. That's Thomas back to Steve O for the right-handed pop, and he misses it. Dennis Johnson with a rebound. That's the Chief, and he misses. Boston not shooting well at all, Hart.
No, they're not, and for the season, as you know, they're shooting around 53, 54%, which is one of the best in the league.
They're a great shooting ball club, 51.5%. You're right. Stepanovic. So Stipo comes into the ball game for Granny Waiters, and let's hope that benching of Stepanovic has jacked him up a little bit.
He's taking the open shot. There's no doubt about it. A lot of times he passes that shot off. We need him to shoot.
Johnson going into the hole, and now the Chief takes him in the middle and scores. Tough to defend on that shot. He's averaging 18 points a ball game. He now has 4. The leading scorer is Larry Bird, averaging 27 points a game, and he's on Stepanovic. Maxwell against Kellogg. Thomas curls one in.
They are backing on our big men, and that happens every game just about, so it's good to see us hitting outside as well as we are.
Larry Bird misses, and the rebound haul down by Stepanovic. That's Kellogg. Indiana leads 15-14, their biggest lead right now. That's Williams going inside and scoring right over the top of Larry Bird. Indiana leads by 3. We're in the first quarter, 4.5 minutes to go. The Shell Auto Dealers are here. They had a dinner at the St. Moritz tonight, along with the Chevy dealers who had their dinner at J. Pierpont. So it's a festive mood of the crowd now. Bird travels, no basket, no bucket.
At this point, that's not a bad matchup. 6'11" against 6'9", and Herb is doing a real good job against him. He hasn't hit from outside. And, of course, inside, Herb is right on top of him, so he's got a fake to try to get around.
Terrence Stansbury comes into the game, Jerry. Excuse me, he's 6'5", a rookie on the back line now with Seasting. Ainge is on Seasting. Stansbury against Dennis Johnson, one of the better defensive players in the league. That's Kellogg. He's hit the backboard. Boy, that wasn't even close. That surprised the Chief. Almost hit him in the noggin. 17-14, Indiana leading. A whistle away from the ball, a foul call. I believe it's against Indiana. I want to remind you that one of our sponsors is Hook's Dependable Drug Stores. The game brought to you in part by Hook's, and we thank them. Inbounded on the right side, the foul was going to be called against Indiana. Against Kellogg, his first. That's Larry Bird in the corner. Bird, one of the better scorers in the NBA. Foul call is going up. No foul. 3-second violation. I started to tell you Bird is the 5th leading scorer in the league. He is the 4th best foul shooter, the 2nd best field shooter from three-point range. He does it all, folks.
And he's just out of the top 10 in rebounding. He's averaging 10.1.
And he's averaging 6.5 assists a game. Stepanovic takes him inside and scores.
The thing that did it so well is his left hand. Robert Parrish went over to his right hand, and he flipped it up in his left.
The lead is 5 for Indiana. Remember, Indiana led by 16 in Boston in the second quarter. So a lead of 5 or 10 or 15 or maybe 20 against this club. They just keep coming at you with a green wave. Boy, they go nuts in Boston, don't they? That's Johnson with a fine fadeaway. Dennis Johnson is averaging 18 and 7 assists per game, and he has 4 in the ball game. Ainge tries to contend with Seasting. That's Kellogg over Maxwell.
Oh, that's good to come back, but see, you got to get back down. Good Seasting. Give a lot of credit to Jerry Seasting on that play. Really a good move. As you know, Larry, all the time when a basket is made, he'll try to make that long pass.
There's a timeout on the court, and on the WTPI scoreboard, it's the Indiana Pacers 21, the Boston Celtics 16. WTPI 107.9 FM, the top for Indianapolis. This is the Pacers Television Network.
Having a party?
We're back at the home of the Pacers, Market Square Arena, where over the years the Indiana Pacers have had problems with this ball club. They've gone 3-17 lifetime here. Boy, Boston has really owned this club, 28-12 over the years. You had a look at Casey Jones, who has become a good coach. Casey started really back, I guess, in San Diego.
Yeah, he
coached
played
for a while there.
Right. And of course, he gives a good pass inside, good bank shot by Herb Williams. At this time, we're doing everything right. We're shooting close to 56% from the field to their 50%, and we're out rebounding them 9-7. And of course, they have 3 turnovers, we have 5, so we're beating them in every respect.
Williams has 6 in the ball game, and he averages 17.5. The best scorer for Indiana is Kellogg with 18. That's Johnson with 4 on the timer. No good, and Williams grabs the rebound. Jerry Seasting, the best percentage shooter of Indiana, to Stepanovic, who scores.
Good outlet pass. You got to give the credit to Jerry Seasting. He led him just right, so Stepanovic, all he had to do is take 1 dribble and up. You don't want to give a 7-footer 2 or 3 dribbles.
Steve has been shooting well of late, 55% in the last 4 games, but he only had 12 points the other night and only 5 boards, and George was disappointed in him and benched him. It's now 25-16. Indiana leading in the game by 9. The basket counts.
Oh, that was a good move. Really good move. But you got to play team defense, Jerry, and if you take a look at this, Clark had no help. Jerry Seasting got over a little bit too late to stop that. Clark went up. He held it back really nicely. Good move to the basket.
Second foul in the ball game against Kellogg. It'll be number 3 against Indiana. The foul shot makes it now 25, they say, to 19. So the lead is only 6 with 1:51 to go. Stansbury to Seasting. He should knock it in, but he doesn't. He nobody makes that shot. The best 6th man in basketball, Kevin McHale at 6'10". 6'10" took the ball off into the hole of the Chief, and he's triple teamed and a foul against Indiana. It'll be their 4th team foul, and I believe only their 1st in the last 2 minutes of this quarter.
You got to give a lot of credit to the team defense. We did put a little pressure on them there, and that's what Coach Irving likes to see. I'm sorry we got a foul, but good team defense. We have to help each other out.
Dennis Johnson inbounds to Danny Ainge. It is now 25-19 Indiana. We're in the opening quarter. Happy that you could join us on WTTV Channel 4. And also our network stations.
And of course, a good play there, Jerry Seasting. I hate to say it, but a good defensive play, of course, on Ainge.
Minute and a half to go, Hart.
I've been mentioning Jerry's name a lot.
That was missed by Parrish, and the rebound comes right into the lap of Granny Waiters. Waiters, Stansbury, Stepanovic. Williams throws it away. Bad pass behind Granny, and out of bounds it goes. And Indiana now has picked up their 4th turnover. Boston's had 5. So it hasn't been a picture game, Hart.
Right you are. But Granville was he was the last one down the court. He's supposed to stay at the top of the key just for a second, a split second, and instead he went to the middle.
Double teaming McHale, which is what the Lakers did the other night, a little too late in the winning basket. Bank in. That's Johnson. See, he caught Stansbury inside and tried to post him up. That's Seasting. Looping alley-oop to Granny, and he couldn't handle it. Granny could not handle it. And McHale was fooled. He was not watching the right man. That should be a double dribble, yeah. When you hit the ball with 2 hands, you can't do that.
But I tell you,
especially when you take a couple of steps in between.
Right you are. And Jerry Seasting on that play, it wasn't perfect, but at least he should have been able to bring it down and go back up again.
Look at that.
Oh, boy, if he'd have missed that one, we'd have been on him, huh?
25-19 is the score. Paul Mahalik and Dick Bavetta. They are the two officials. That's Stepanovic outside against McHale. Stansbury, 34 seconds to go in the quarter. Williams had the hook and couldn't get it to drop. Dennis Johnson is a pretty good rebounder for a guard also. Boy, he does everything well. I don't know how they're going to let him go in Phoenix.
As well as Seattle.
Yeah, you're right. He did leave both cities.
Now that's really kind of out of, not like Maxwell to score from outside. But when you got a guy hot like that, he's a professional. You're going to have to start coming up on it.
He has been shooting against Indiana 50% from the field, and he's been averaging 9.5 points in the two-game series. 1 second to go. If it goes, it counts. But it didn't go. He got it off before the buzzer. That's the end of the first quarter of play. And at the end of the first quarter, the score is the Indiana Pacers 25, the Boston Celtics 21, and this is the Pacers Television Network.
Here it comes, the Clark.
You see the score, the high man in the ball game for Indiana, Herbie Williams with 6, and Steve Stepanovic has 6. High man for Boston in the ball game with 9, Cedric Maxwell. He's 4 out of 5 from the field. In the ball game for the first time, number 40, Carlos Clark. Larry Bird was talking about him. He's come a long way. Had a great ball game against the Lakers the other day. He can shoot. He's a left-hander. You got to play him up tight. And he's a pretty good defensive player. That's Parrish in the hole. He finds the open man, McHale. That's Dennis Johnson. But inside he goes. Almost too much teamwork there, Hart.
Right, you are, but we're really doing a good job of matching up. We're double teamed, but after the double team, you got to hustle and get back with your man because that ball gets around pretty quick, and we did so that time.
52% from the field for Indiana, 47.5. That's Parrish battled by Waiters. Oh, they call a foul against Indiana.
Well, that's a hustle. I tell you, you hate to see that kind of a foul because both of them really were going after the ball.
Seasting had 4 assists in the first quarter, and Johnson had 3. They were the leading men there. Williams and Kellogg each with 4 rebounds. That's Parrish with a little hook, and he can make that shot all night long. He's now got 6 points, and he's 3 out of 4 from the lane.
And he was determined. Of course, Granville is putting a lot of pressure on him. He's determined to score against Granville.
The lead is now only 2 points for Indiana. Fleming outside. That's Brown. Tony Brown goes over to Jimmy Thomas, and Waiters. Double team Clark, almost knocked it away and got it. He's still double teamed. Somebody's going to be open. He gets it off with 2 seconds on the clock. The shot's missed, and Brown gets it back. Now, wait a minute. That is not a violation. It can't be a violation. They had the ball.
Yeah, but
the clock should have gone the other way. Once he caught the ball, the clock should have gone the other way. They obviously ruled he didn't have full possession.
Yeah,
that's a tough call.
Yes,
that's a tough call. That's a tough call. I don't know whether I buy that call. They had to send the clock off, but I don't think Bavetta's judgment was good there. They should have started the clock again when the Boston man had it, and that might be a makeup call there by Paul Mihalik. Way to go, Paul.
Right, you are. That happens. Believe me, a lot of people talk about it, but it really happens.
Yeah, the good officials will do that when they think maybe they might have blown one. And wait a minute, Bavetta makes a call. Illegal defense against Boston.
And that one, I believe, was on Clark. Let me tell you what happened here, which was beautiful. They're overplaying our play. So Thomas faked inside. Clark ran over to the other side, and the whistle was called on him. Clark, of course, did not stay with Thomas.
There's a drive and a score. The rookie does it. Fleming is now 2 out of 4 with 4 points. He's averaging 12. And bringing it up, that's Carlos again. Carlos Clark. That's Clark with a left-hander. See, I told you he could shoot. Huh?
Oh, he can shoot. And I tell you, we went down to try to double team on Paris to give some help to Granville. And when you got a shooter shooting it out there like that, it's going to be tough on us.
This is Clark's second year in the NBA. Carlos played ball at Mississippi. He was a 4th-round pick of ball.
Oh, nice pass.
That's Granny Waiters. What a play by Fleming. He really did it.
He drew a crowd there, and then he maneuvered that ball in between both players and to Granville, and he dunked it.
Granny's got 4 points, but more important, the Pacers are leading 29-25. Here's a whistle and a foul. Somebody was on the back. It might have been McHale.
Yes, I believe. McHale on the back of Steve Stepanovic here. Good move. Dennis going to the basket. But, of course, it's good to have Granville there. And right there you see the foul as we had good position inside with Steve Stepanovic.
They called it on McHale. And so Fleming brings it up, and Indiana leads by 4. 9:40 to go in the first half. That's Thomas down the lane.
Oh, he's playing well. He's penetrating very well the first time. Of course, he passed it off. They were looking for it that time. Here, and he's scuffling with Quinn Buckner. Both of these guys here fighting each other.
It was a 10-second violation, the bench felt, but no call. Buckner now has it. Buckner, the veteran on the back line. Buckner now in his 9th year out of Indiana, as you know. And Indiana comes up with it. That is the Pacers. Here's Fleming over to Brown. Tony traveled, and that's a good call. He did.
Yeah, that's a sad situation there because we had a good opportunity for the fast break to hit the open man.
Irvin is really getting on Bavetta. He says, check out Buckner, check out so-and-so. They walk every time. He's really on him, and Bavetta's looking over as if to say, one more word and you're going to have a tee, pal. 3-second violation, so...
I tell you, you got to give the credit to the team defense, Jerry. We're playing really good team defense. Clark went in, he got by one man. There were 2 more there.
Wait a minute, I think... Was he kicking somebody off the official bench? I don't know. I thought Bavetta was running somebody off the official scorer's bench. Boy, they're really on Bavetta, something awful on the bench. You're going to hear a tee come up soon. I mean, George is right in front of the microphone. He's really chewing him every time by.
When you play good defense the way we're playing real good. Even though he made it, he had 3 guys on him, and he had to pressure it up there. If you're playing that well, you want your players to get good calls.
He did not play particularly well against the Lakers. Had 10 points, scored the game winner, but he had an off night. That's Tony Brown. Buckner with a rebound. Wedman in the ball game, number 8. He can shoot outside, too, as you know. And there's a traveling violation to be called against Mel Carr, I believe. Who got to know was Clark that called. Clark got called inside. And Mel Carr was telling me after practice today, we put the steam back together after a workout. He and Greg Kite and I, we had a great talk. Boy, he's really high on this Clark. He says Clark can do it all. He's going to be their 3rd guard, can shoot, play D, and he's on Fleming, and Fleming's been hot, and a foul against Indiana.
And that foul was on Tony Brown. He really led into Clark to free up Jimmy Thomas coming off the pick, and he was caught.
One of the great fans of the Indiana Pacers, Joseph Cook, is here tonight. He's the general manager of Alanco, and his wife and his son and daughter.
I tell you, Larry didn't hesitate. He took it right up about 25 feet away on Herb Williams.
Would you believe that's Bird's first 2 points in the ball game, averaging 27? That's a bad omen, folks. It's 31-29, and Larry's only got 2 points, and Indiana leads by a pair. And out of bounds it goes, and let's see who it belongs to. It belongs to Indiana.
Good defensive effort by McHale as Coach Irvin calls timeout.
We have a timeout on the court and on the LS Airs scoreboard. It's the Indiana Pacers 31, the Boston Celtics 29. LS Airs is the official store of the Pacers. This is the Pacers Television Network. This is Jerry Gross along with Jerry Harkness. We welcome you back to Market Square Arena, where with 7:34 to go in the second period, the Indiana Pacers lead the world champs, the Boston Celtics, by 2. This is the 3rd meeting of the year between these 2 ball clubs. Both clubs shooting well. Boston 52%, Indiana 50%. That's Stepanovic. Williams has taken Clark in the hole and banks it in. Good move. He got a mismatch.
Stepanovic spotted it right away and he was putting a lot of emphasis on getting the ball in, but he got it there. Good for 2 points.
Biggest lead in the ball game has been 6 by Indiana. They led by 2 at the end of the first quarter. But Boston led by 1 or 2 throughout most of the first period. That's McHale.
I tell you, when you block out, you got to push them back as far as you can without that offensive foul there. But you've got to put pressure on McHale on those offensive boards. He's tough.
I stand corrected as stealing the ball at midcourt is Buckner, and it's stolen back by Fleming, and a great play by Fleming, the rookie. Indiana earlier in the first period led by as much as 9. That's Stepanovic against McHale. He takes the left-handed hook and misses it, and Bird behind the smaller 6'5" man grabs the rebound. Larry's 6'9". That's Buckner over to Clark. Larry Bird outside. Finds the open man McHale. He misses it, and the rebound by Jimmy Thomas of the Pacers. The Pacers lead by 2, 6:20 to go. 8 points for Herbie Williams. He backs Larry Bird in for the hook.
Oh, you know what he's going to do every time, but 6'11", and he gets off the floor fairly well, but that outstretched arm is another 20 or 30 inches.
He's got long arms. You watch Herb Williams, he's got long arms. That's an advantage. When you play him one-on-one in the post, he can hurt you. Bird outside, doesn't shoot outside the three-point line and misses. The rebound taken by Wedman, and he had to push to do it. And here is Kellogg right there.
If you noticed also, Jerry, that Clark had him way back, so that's what you got to do when you block out. You got to block way back so that those long rebounds, you can still get those.
We have a celebrity in the stands. State Senator Bill McCarty and his wife are here watching the game as well. And they are great Indiana Pacers fans. That's Williams in the hole against Bird. This time they double team him. He misses. It's tipped in by Kellogg.
Really a good move there. George Irving, let me tell you what he's doing. He's pulling 2 or 3 guys back almost out of the circle so that the zone can be called against the Boston Celtics. Let's watch that.
Timeout is going to be called by Boston. We have 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go. We're in the second period, and on the WTPI scoreboard, Indiana 37, Boston 31. WTPI 107.9 FM, the top for Indianapolis. This is the Pacers Television Network. Jerry Gross and Jerry Harkness back at the Market Square Arena before the ball game. Stuart Gray came up to me and asked me if he would say hello to a friend of his, and Bobby Goodman's, and Devin Durant, and Kenton Edelin at the Methodist Hospital, and a big hello and a successful recovery from an automobile accident goes to Steve Carter. And Steve, if you're watching this one tonight, get well, pal. It's 37-31. Indiana leads by 6. Jerry Seasting on the back line with Jim Thomas. That's Ainge against Seasting. That's Thomas against BJ, and he scores.
Our execution has been absolutely superb. He came around that pick very well. The passes were crisp, and of course, Jimmy Thomas hit it from outside.
Would you believe we've only had 2 foul shots in the whole ball game? Out of bounds and a foul against Waiters.
Oh, that hurts because it was a bad pass on that particular play. So Granville must have pushed him in the back, but boy, you hate to see that.
That's his 3rd foul against Granny. He's the guy with the great beard and not much on top. Outside, Larry Bird. Oh, he faked Williams out brilliantly. But a great block, the 4th foul against Waiters on a double team as he dropped off his man.
And Stepanovic was waiting to go in the ball game when he had 3, and it's a shame that that's what happened. You notice that the side was clear for Larry on the right side, and of course Granville went over to try to help out. He was a step late.
And you notice that Larry has had problems shooting outside, so he went for the drive. He led the NBA in foul shooting with 89%. Pavetta calls a technical. Oh, he's been looking for that all night. You missed it on the screen. Pavetta called a technical. He's been jawing back and forth with George Irvin all night long. And one thing you don't like to see with any official is a running commentary with anybody. Now look at George. He got 1 tee. If he gets another one, he gets thrown out of the ball game.
Well, he's asking for a 20-second right after this one, and right after the foul shot, a 20-second timeout.
The Birdman shoots it and gets it. Larry this year has been hitting 90% at the foul line. So Bird makes it 39-32, the lead of 7 for Indiana. We're in the second quarter. And now Mahalik is discussing it with Irvin. George is almost at center court, and I can't believe they're not going to blow another tee on him.
Now, this is a different George Irvin. There has been a few problems that he's starting to come back on. He really feels that he's been getting, and he doesn't really go out and talk about it, but he's been getting the weekend of those fouls in many ball games.
One thing about that old line, the squeaky wheel gets the result, or whatever. George has finally decided, hey, it's time not to be a nice guy anymore. That's Casey Jones, the coach of the Boston Celtics. He's getting a little gray. Must be great winning, but
I don't know why. He's only lost 6 ball games this year.
That's right. It's in first place with Philadelphia. And ML was saying today, after the workout, I can't believe it. We're 33-6, and we don't have full possession of first place. They're in a tie with Philadelphia. Larry Bird. He's got it.
Well, Philadelphia's come on, and Barkley has just fitted in with that group and has helped that team. And as Bob Cousy said, the Celtics have improved, but also has the Philadelphia 76ers.
This guy is 4th in the league in free throws shooting. As I said earlier, 90%. Seasting is hitting 91%. He's the He's the best foul shooter that Indiana has, and he is the third best shooter in the NBA at the foul line. That's Jerry into the low post on the right. That's Stepanovic back over to Williams. He didn't quite get it on the fingertips. He got it in the palm of his hand and didn't really get good touch on it. Larry Bird, what a pass. Oh, my. Great pass inside. McHale wasn't ready for the return from Maxwell. And here's Jimmy Thomas with his ball club leading by 5. Looking for the good shot. Feasting had the shot, but Ainge got up on it. That's Bird against Williams. They try and find the open man. Ainge double teams. There's the shot right there.
Beautiful.
They did everything right except knock it in.
Right, because they played around until he got that shot, and Jerry normally knocks that down.
He's 0 for 2 tonight. He'll catch fire, and that's Ainge, and that's usually 2.
It's been the difference so far of those two ball players, because both of them are real good shooters. I even believe Jerry is a little bit better than Ainge, but at this point, Ainge is a hot one.
Ainge hits 53% on the year. That's Stepanovic with a right-hander. Misses with a tip with the left hand, and Bird grabs the rebound. Larry Bird with a rebound. Boston now trails by 3 with 3.5 minutes to go. They go to their half-court game. Bird and McHale stack to the right side. Now they stack 2 to the left, and Ainge goes behind the pick, but DJ goes one-on-one. Stepanovic, C-sting. That's Kellogg against Ainge. He should beat it. He tries to slam dunk it, and Bird fouls him. So he went for the log jam.
That is a really good move. As you see this replay, Clark is not to be denied. He really was kind of bringing that down. Or you wonder if he could have called goaltending on that. Watch, he's bringing it down right there as he's fouled. So, boy, we get the foul, but that could have easily been called for goaltending on that.
At the line, it is Kellogg. Kellogg hits 77% there, averages 18 points a game. His high this year was 31. Indiana, this guy averages about 30.5 minutes a ball game and averages 9.5 rebounds a game. He's got 7 points tonight, and he misses them both. So he's gone 1 for 3 at the line, and Indiana at the foul line now is 1 for 3, I believe. Yes, they are. That's Bird. And now, folks, it's a 1-point game. A 1-point lead for Indiana. No foul on that play. Right down the middle, Thomas hits the open man, and a score inside, and a foul call. Williams scores. I think Bird got him on top of the noggin.
That was good heads-up play. If you notice right here, 2 ball players fell down. And I tell you, Thomas is really laying it off well. And as you see there, Larry tries to get the ball, and he fouls Herb going to the basket.
So Williams at the line, averaging 17 points and 7 boards in the last 10 games. Herbie's shot is good. Makes it 13 for Herb Williams, and Indiana leads 42-38. Ainge brings it up. Boy, what a great move that was, getting him out of Major League Baseball. The shot is up and in by Bird.
Beautiful. He didn't hesitate, and he fades away. Very hard to stop. It's hard to stop him if he just goes up. But when he fades away like that, that's even more difficult.
Bird shut out in the first quarter, has 9 now in the second quarter. 2.5 minutes to go, and the lead is 2 for Indiana. Stepanovic doesn't take it. Kellogg in the corner. Back outside to Thomas. He fakes right by Ainge. And there's Williams inside with a little hook that was up and in, and Bird didn't know whether to go after the guy with the ball or stay with Williams, and he got caught in between.
Once again, Jimmy Thomas doing a real good job of hitting the open man.
Bird with his team down by 4 and a whistle and a foul called by Mahalik, the trail ref. Remember, folks, another one tomorrow night, and Chicago's in. You look at George Irvin. George was out of Washington, graduated there in 70. This is his first year as a head coach, but not his first year in the league. Not at all. He was in Denver as an assistant coach. Brown comes into the game, and Kellogg comes out. Brown now has to try and stop Bird. He'll post him up. That's going to be tough, and a pushing foul against Brown. So Brown is going to be taken inside by him. Brown is 6'6", and Bird is 6'9". He'll try and check him and keep him away from the low post. They're over the limit, and so at the foul line, it'll be, I guess, Larry Bird with his club down by 4.
Thing about that, Jerry, is that he tried to play way up on top of him, which to me is a mistake, because Larry is not that slow. He's relatively quick, and he can go right around you. Not a bad call on that particular play.
Larry shooting at the line. Larry getting at the line. Larry tonight has gone 4 for 4 at the foul line. Here comes the chief, Robert Parrish, for Maxwell. So it is Parrish at 7 feet, 6'9", Larry Bird. Guy Kevin McHale up front at 6'10". And DJ, who jumps like a guy about 6'8", is on the back line. He is listed at 6'4". The other guy is Danny Ainge, who's listed at 6'4". But I don't think he's that tall.
I don't either.
44-42. It's Boston trailing Indiana. The Pacers putting up a good battle. That's Williams hitting the open man, Fleming. And again, they move it well, but don't drop it. They don't execute it. Johnson to Bird. Bird double team. Gets the shot off anyway. Oh, look at that.
Well, what can you say? I mean, that was really nice.
They felt he might have traveled on the play, the crowd, but no call. He's shooting 52% from the field, and that's amazing because he doesn't get a lot of layups. He'll take the outside shot. Look at the double team on Stipo. Somebody's got to be open and a whistle. Got to be another illegal defense.
Yeah.
Got to be. And a technical foul is assessed against Boston. That is an illegal defense. And this is their second one, so Seasting will go to the foul line.
And that was called on Kevin McHale, the illegal defense. His man was outside of the circle in the corner, and he stayed in there to help out.
Seasting will get the shot, and Indiana gets the ball, I think. Oh, my. Jerry misses it. He is short, 5 Wheaties. Indiana gets it out of bounds. Indiana has lost an 8-point lead in this quarter. They led by 9 in the first quarter at one time, and then led 25-21 at the end of the period officially. So now it's a tie ball game. Seasting has it against Ainge. 1:18 to go in the first half, and Larry Bird will be on at halftime. Williams. Stefanovic tips it back, and it's taken away by Seasting. Fleming on the left side. He doesn't go to him. Now he does. Indiana trying to get their shooting touch back. Into the hole it goes to Brown, and Brown banks it in. He beat Larry Bird inside.
Real good move and a beautiful pass by Jerry Seasting. I kind of surprised almost Tony Brown a little bit there. He fumbled it at first.
55 seconds to go. We're in the first half. Dennis Johnson with it, wards off Williams with a right arm and no whistle. Now Fleming picks him up. He goes into the corner, shoots the fadeaway. And it's short. Here's Fleming with it. One-on-one against Ainge. Brown's on the left side. Brown goes in for the money.
Good move. Vern held that to the last minute. He caught him in the corner of his eye, and of course Tony Brown streaking to the basket dunks it.
35 seconds to go in the first half. Boston down by 4. Indiana. A Bird alone with a bank shot on a great pass by Danny Ainge.
Tony is having a lot of problems with him, to say the least. He's scored at will since he's been in here.
25 seconds to go and 19 on the timer. You see the 22. That's the time remaining in the quarter, not on the scoreboard 24-second clock. The 24-second clock says 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Seasting, 2, 1. He got it off in time. And it goes. It counts. Right now, there's only 4 seconds left in the period. That's Ainge. Ainge shoots. No good. That's the end of the first half of play at Market Square Arena. And at the end of the first half, it's a good one for the Indiana Pacers. The score, the Pacers 50, the Boston Celtics 46. And this is the Indiana Pacers Television Network. Celtics 46, and this is the Indiana Pacers Television Network. Jimmy Thomas will pick up Ainge, and Fleming will be on DJ. That's a good matchup. Larry Bird inbounds. A little pressure in backcourt up front. It is the Chief Parrish in the middle against Stefanovic, who starts the second half, and Williams goes against Bird. That's a good matchup, too. Kellogg against Maxwell. Bird shoots and scores. He was shut out in the first quarter. He now has 17 points in the ball game. And overall, he has gone 6 out of 10 from the field, Harkness. And Hark, I got to tell you, the first half, I know you want to comment, Jer, about the defense of Indiana.
No doubt about it. That's the key. Of course, they had 46 points, and a lot of that was because of the team defense. It was not individual defense, and George Irving is really putting a lot of emphasis on that. Team defense, helping out as much as possible.
Fourth foul on Kellogg. That's a bad one. Bad one for Indiana. He's got 4 on him now, and so does Granny Waiters. So 2 of the big men in foul trouble for Indiana early in the ball game. And now let's see if they go to Maxwell more to try and get the 5th on Kellogg, or if he'll go one-on-one. Ainge has it outside. Out to Parrish. They stack 2 to the left behind a single stack on the left now. Now the double stack is Johnson. He takes the shot. He's got it. Good execution by Boston.
Really good execution, because as you saw, Vern Fleming came over to help out, and they hit the open man very well.
I'll tell you, one of the great injustices of the NBA scoring for the players in the All-Star game is to see Tripucka over Larry Bird. That is not only an injustice, it's stupid. But they say there's somebody up in Detroit that has a business with over 100,000 people from his company in Detroit stuffing the ballot box for Tripucka. If Tripucka beats out Bird, that's unreal.
It's almost, well, it's a dishonest, really, because he's definitely one of the best.
He wanted to get the foul on Kellogg, and he traveled before the shot. That would have been the 5th on Kellogg. It's 52-50, Indiana leading by 2. And that's the Boston bench right there. Those guys don't play too much. That's Fleming beating Ainge and then dribbling off his foot. Ainge falling down with a great play. But he skidded about 10 feet, and I wonder why they didn't call traveling. That's DJ. DJ with a guard all alone on the right side to Bird for the corner shot. He tried a three-pointer, and he missed it, and the rebound is taken away by Stepanovic. Fleming bringing it up. Fleming's had a great year. He's got a 12-point average. He's played good D. He's got a good future, and I was happy to see Bird talk about that traveling. Bird talking about the future of Fleming with this club, Hark, and that was good.
No doubt about it. And he's gotten his confidence, and we always talked about him playing pretty good defense. Now his offense is starting to come. As you notice, he wasn't hitting well the first half. He came back and hit the first jumper the second half.
Tickets are on sale now for All-Star Saturday here, including the team's practice, the slam dunk, and the Legends game. Boy, that'll be quite an affair. Danny Ainge hitting outside, and it is now 52-all. Boston ties.
Good credit to Larry Bird and really singing that to the open man on the opposite side almost of the court.
Folks who bring their ticket stubs for the game tomorrow night will receive a buck off on any 10, 7.5, or $4 ticket for the Bulls game tomorrow. Good play for Vern Fleming. He's got 8 points.
And once again, not noted for the outside shot as much, but that was 20 feet.
The Chief misses, and the rebound by Kellogg. Kellogg in the ball game now with 7 boards. Playing with 4 fouls. That's Williams outside. Stepanovic doesn't let it go. Fleming almost got the rebound behind Johnson, but didn't get it. That's Bird bringing it up. Boy, he's got great eyes. He sees the whole court. He gets Maxwell against the guy with 4 fouls. Parrish gets the rebound.
Well, Stepanovic did his job, of course, in coming over and helping out. But somebody had to pick up Stepanovic's man, which was Robert Parrish. We were late in that respect.
Parrish has 8 points in the game. Fleming outside bobbling it. Now to Thomas.
Oh, the outside shooting of Jimmy Thomas and Vern Fleming has been just absolutely superb.
Out of bounds it goes. Deflected out by Fleming, they say.
Oh, I didn't think he touched that, but he's a little closer on it than I am.
It'll go to Boston underneath their own basket with a 56-54 Indiana Pacers lead. Boy, there are a lot of group sales here tonight. We're going to have to get into them to acknowledge that they are here. Hope to see some of you with a group. You get a break on tickets. Take a bus and come on down. 3-point shot. It's no good, and Kellogg with a rebound. That was Ainge who tried to take it and missed it. And Indiana leads by 2, and they bring it up. Stepanovic. No foul, and he scores.
Really a good move. Stepanovic has been going to the basket much better than in previous games. And the strategy by Coach Irving might be working.
Might be. They've got Stipo jacked up pretty good. He's got double figures, as you said. He is on Parrish now. It's intercepted by Fleming. 2-on-1 in the right lane. Fleming's going to go all the way against Danny Ainge. He misses it, and the rebound's missed, and the rebound by Johnson, but a foul against Boston.
No doubt about it. You got to give a lot of hustle to Jimmy Thomas. Vern Fleming missed the shot going in, but Jimmy followed up, and as a result, he was a step ahead of Johnson, and Johnson had to push him. Let's watch this now. And watch Johnson. As here, Vern takes a good defense by Ainge, playing him tight without the foul, and he goes up high to make him force it. But you notice Jimmy fights for it, and you saw that little shove in the back by Johnson.
Second foul on Johnson. That's Williams playing games with Fleming, who tries to bang it in and does. Oh, they double team inside, and when they double team inside, you got to hit the open man.
That's going to open it up later on, hopefully, for the big men in the ball game.
That's Parrish in the hole and a foul. A group sale. Special Pacer price for these folks, the employees of Melvin Simon and Associates, the Homer Grain Company, the Shell Auto Care dealers and their patrons, and the fans of Granville Waiters, all here tonight. And the Ed Simcox Committee and the Miami University Middletown Intramurals, they're all here. They get a special discount on tickets, and if you want to get that discount, get a bus and bring a group in from maybe a restaurant or a bar out of town, call 632-DUNK. We have a timeout, and on the LS Airs scoreboard, it's Indiana 60, Boston 54. LS Airs, you know, is the official store of the Indiana Pacers. This is the Pacers television network, and we'll keep it right here.
Jerry, I tell you, the big difference thus far, and we pointed this out from time to time, is that they are putting a lot of emphasis on Herb Williams and Clark on the inside, which is opening it up for Vern Fleming and Jimmy Thomas on the outside. If they keep hitting that shot, they're going to have to come out, and hopefully Clark and then Herb and Stepanovic will get into the offense.
The kid from North Carolina, Maxwell, inbounds over to the young man who has done so well out of Mississippi, Carlos Clark. Back inside to Maxwell, and they score. They're trying to go to Kellogg's man. See?
Yes, you're right, and the reason being he has 4 fouls on him, as you point out, Jerry, and they want to try to get that 5th foul.
The lead is 4. The biggest bulge in this period has been 6. We're in the 3rd quarter. That's Dennis Johnson with it. He can go with either hand. Looping alley-oop, almost out of bounds. Parrish saves it. Blocked out well by Stepanovic, and he cans it anyway.
I tell you, he threw that fellow way up there, and Stepanovic went at it, but he was almost a mile away. Really a good effort and good shot by Parrish.
6:50 to go. We're in the 3rd period. Williams, he's got it. Boston now trails Indiana by 4.
We're playing really well, Jerry. We're really executing well and taking good shots, and at this point, that's why we're right here in the ballgame.
No question about it. The folks watching on the network must be pleased at watching the youngest team in the NBA battle the world champs, but a foul on that one against Indiana. Stepanovic, his first foul. Or is it on Fleming? No, it's on Fleming on the double team. Timeout on the court, and on the LSA scoreboard, it is the Pacers 62, Boston 58. This is the Pacers Television Network.
Problem.
Indiana leads 62-58 with 6.5 to go. We're in the 3rd period. Delighted to have that group of Chevrolet dealers here tonight. And boy, there are over 100 of them here. What a great group of guys. And the game is being brought to you in part by Chevrolet. Chevrolet invites you to see today's Chevy, drive today's Chevy, and live today's Chevy. That's Parrish. And it goes. Robert Parrish. 4 years with Golden State. 4 years with Boston. His average jump 5 points a game after the trade. Traded by Golden State with a 1980 number 1 for 2 number 1s. That's been a good trade for Boston. It's been a good trade for Golden State, too, but they've never had a good center since he left.
Right there. I think it was really a better trade for the Boston Celtics.
You got to say that again. It is 62-60. Hark. Indiana with the ball in the lead, but that's going to be a backcourt violation unless it was deflected, but it was deflected.
By Clark.
Yep, Clark did it. Here's Williams. Short. And out of bounds, it's saved by Kellogg. His pass batted around into the arms of Gray. Stewart scores. The rookie scores from UCLA. The youngest player in the NBA. And playing with a badly bruised left leg. But boy, he loves to play.
And what he's got him in there is put a little body on Robert Parrish. You're going to see a lot of body on him.
That's a foul against Stewart, who almost took Maxwell's head off. Way to go, Stu, baby. Hang in there.
All you have to do, really had to help out. That's his job, to come over. Got over there a little bit too late. He hangs up in the air. Maxwell, of course, has got good body control going to the basket. And he came over to help out. He did his job.
Boom, he hit him. Shot's good by Cedric Maxwell, who used to be known as Cornbread, but he doesn't like that. So they stopped calling him that about 3 years ago. Guy 6'8", 215, you're going to let him do anything. He says, stop calling me that. You stop
calling him that.
5:50 to go. We're in the 3rd period, and it's 64-62. Indiana has played well, and the Pacers are leading as Seasting brings it up against Clark. Williams is against Parrish. Bird now goes against Gray. Back over to Seasting. Seasting double team. They got a good zone on now. Bird's not guarding anybody underneath. Missing the shot. Indiana, and the rebound comes over to the Chief. Here comes Bird against Seasting. Hits the open man, and Maxwell's got 2. No, he misses. And Bird with a follow.
Oh, that's what makes Bird so good. He followed up on the shot. He made the pass right away and went right behind him. And, of course, he missed. Oh, he hit. He lose the ball again here.
19 for Bird. Here's Johnson with a steal, and it's now 64 all. Boston with a bucket. Will take the lead. Oh, great foul. A great foul by Fleming, and a long wait on the call. That was a foul, no question. But I think Bavetta got screened out. He's the trail ref here. Pretty good acting.
Oh, yes, definitely. Matter of fact, they would not have called that, as you can tell, until Dennis just went back and started fumbling around. He had no choice.
Dennis Johnson in his 9th year, 4 years at Seattle, a world champ there in '79. and then 3 years with Phoenix, and he was acquired from Phoenix with a number 1 in 83 and a number 3 in 83 for Rick Roby. And a number 2 and 2 number 2. Rick Roby the other day, he's now in Phoenix, said he celebrated Halloween by putting on a Larry Bird mask. How about that?
Yeah, they're real good friends, so they play around with each other a lot. But talking about a steal, can you imagine getting Johnson for those two? I tell you,
that was one of the worst trades that Jerry Colangelo ever made. I mean, that was awful. Boy, and this guy, I remember interviewing him before he got traded, and he said, I'm gone. I know I'm out of here at the end of the year. And he said, I really don't understand it, but they say they don't want me around, so I'm going. And he went to Boston. Boy, what a great trade. He gives his club, Jerry Harkness, a 2-point lead. Boston has a lead for the first time in 2 quarters. That's Williams. And Parrish comes up with a rebound. Boston now could take a 4-point lead. McHale's back in the ball game. Out of bounds it goes. It belongs to Indiana with a chance to tie it up and a foul called against Boston. 4:45 left. We're in the 3rd period. They're here tonight from the Indianapolis Ski Club, a group from the Western Diesel Services and employees of Amex Coal Company, Fort Benjamin Harrison, and Hamilton Heights Elementary, as well as RCA. Those are all groups who have taken advantage of the group sales offered by the Indiana Pacers. And listen to this. For groups of 25 to 100, you get $1 off on all the seats you buy. For groups of more than 101, you get $2 off. Boy, if I owned a little pub up north, I'd get a bus, charge them a couple of bucks more, include a ticket, tell them to get together and come on down, see a ball game, and then come back to the bar.
Jerry the
Have some suds. Have some suds. All right, here's Williams. Indiana down by 2. Kellogg banks it in. Kellogg's got 9, Jerry Harkness.
Good move, and that was really a set pattern, and because the sweat on the court, it gave them a chance to get that particular pattern together.
Boston now in a tie ball game. Maxwell goes low. Oh, look at the double team. They hit the open man, and Johnson misses it. Good blocking out by Herbie Williams and a foul call. Herbie really blocked McHale out, and I think Cedric's caught on the foul.
Right you are, and I tell you, Clark Kellogg and Herbie Williams blocked out very well, and as I indicated early in the first half, against a Boston team like this, you've got to block them out on those offensive boards.
It's now 4 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Jerry Gross along with Jerry Harkness, and it is 66 all as Herb Williams has it in the corner. Fires a cross-court, a bad pass. It'll be a backcourt violation, and it'll be awarded. No, it went out of bounds before he touched it, so it'll go out of bounds. And now a timeout, Boston. So with a timeout on the court on the WTPI scoreboard, it's Indiana 66, Boston 66. WTPI 107.9 FM, the top for Indianapolis. This is the Pacers Television Network. Back at Market Square Arena, that's Maury Katz from Boston. And I guess he wants to be reminded to all his friends back in Boston. I don't know whether they're picking up this broadcast. I think they're picking up the picture, but not our voice. Nonetheless, we say hello to Maury and wish him all the worst in the world in this game because we want to see Indiana win it.
You better believe it.
It's a tie ball game, folks, and Maxwell of Boston has it. 3rd quarter. He tries to get the 5th foul on Kellogg. Doesn't do it. Gray with a fine effort. Oh, he blocked that attempted shot. It went in the air, and Seasting's got it. It's Indiana ball and a foul against Boston.
And, of course, Haynes doesn't believe it, but he doesn't believe any kind of foul.
Foul's going to be called against the Celtics' Carlos Clark. It's his 2nd, 4th team foul, 5 already on Indiana. Tie game, 3:34 to go. Seasting will bring it up against Danny Ainge. And Stansbury in the ball game immediately will post up DJ. And does. Seasting has it outside. No, it's Carlos Clark that he's posting up. Williams outside. 9 to shoot on the timer. That's Stansbury. Doesn't take the shot. Gray inside. Back over to Terrence. Finds the open man. It's Seasting. He's rushed. And it's no good, and a whistle. Somebody's on the back of someone, and I think the call goes against the men in gold.
Yes, it is. And I tell you, Stansbury had that shot. He has to take that shot in the corner at the top of the key. He can shoot it. For some reason, he rushed it over to Jerry and made it a rush shot.
You know, Hark, that's a good call because Stansbury has suddenly become very tentative with his offensive game, and I don't know why, because he was doing very well about 5 games ago, and all of a sudden the rookie has become tentative. He's not looking for the shot.
And as a rookie, you get in that habit, you start losing your concentration, you can lose your confidence very easy. But there's a whole lot of ball games to make it up, and you got to realize that.
6'10" out of Minnesota, 74% lifetime at the line. All defensive second team last year. That's Kevin McHale, born in Hibbing, Minnesota. He's had 10 or more rebounds 14 times this year. Misses them both, and Gray blows it. Stewart had it, couldn't hang on to it. McHale again has it. Ball game is tied. McHale double teamed on a great double team by Stansbury, and Gray picks it up and atones for his earlier mistake. Oh, that's good to see.
It is good to see, and Stansbury gets a little credit too. Nice bouncing.
Boom, he banked that one in.
And of course, getting down there before the Boston Celtics can set up. Take that shot. You got it. You got to bank it in.
Indiana by 2. Third quarter with 2:40 to go. That's Larry Bird against Williams. Williams at 6'11", and Bird takes him outside. Misses the shot, and Herbie comes in with a rebound to Seaston. Indiana with a bucket here could go up by 4. Williams. Swish.
Oh, is he playing really good ball, to tell you the truth. Real good ball. Especially, he could have run on down court, but he stayed in there and got that rebound. Came down on the other end before the Celtics set up and hit the jump shot from outside.
10 out of 19 from the field for Herb Williams, and he's got 21 points in the ball game. Larry Bird has 19, and he didn't score in the first quarter. That's Clark. That's Bird with the shot outside, and he misses it. And look at Gray leap in for the rebound.
Oh, and the crowd loves it, too. I tell you, nobody around him, but he still moves those elbows.
The Pacers up by 4. Stansbury swings it over to Seasting. Indiana just played fine basketball. That's Stepanovic throwing up a prayer right-handed. Knocks Bird down. No whistle against him or a whistle for him. And here's Boston trying to cut the 4-point lead to 2. Outside, there's the little left-hander who has it. Back to Parrish. He's got an air ball, and on the bounce, Stepanovic with a rebound. And again, Indiana has a chance to up the lead to 6. A minute and 28 to go. We're in the third quarter. Golly, Indiana's playing well. That's Gray inside against McHale. Oh, look at that move. Oh, look at that.
George Irving is giving this rookie a chance, and of course he's the youngest player in the league, and he's coming through.
Oh, that's incredible. Gray really pumped that baby up. That's Bird inside, tries to dish it off. A very unselfish move by Larry Bird. He had the shot, Hart.
Yes, he did, and Stepanovic, knowing how unselfish he is, he guessed right on that play and did not go up on Larry.
They give it to Boston. They're down with 1 minute and 4 to go in the third period. They're down by 6. That's Ames, no basket. No basket, a foul against Danny. Boy.
And I tell you, a good acting job by Jerry Seasting. He might have gotten the offensive foul, but he wanted the official to make sure he saw it. So he put a lot of emphasis on that.
I tell you, one good thing about this ball game now is Seasting hasn't scored, and he averages 11 and a half, yet Indiana's leading by 6 with 53 seconds to go. Now there's 14 on the timer. That's the 24-second clock. And here's a whistle away from the ball. Let's see what the call is by Dick Bavetta. It's against Indiana. 3-second violation. Oh, that one kills you.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, I think it was on, might have been on Stansbury. Boy, that hurt.
Yeah,
oh,
Stansbury.
God. You got a chance to go up by 8, and you have a guy in the hole too long. That's Bird. Look at Williams all over him. Great individual defense. Clark outside. Clark with a left-hander. It's short. Good blocking out by Gray, and Gray.
Oh, doesn't that look nice? He has just been the difference in the ball club in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Gray is really playing with a lot of intensity. 16 seconds on the timer. 20. Well, you can see the time. No, you can't. They haven't got it up yet. In the third quarter, there's 14 left in the quarter. There's 6 on the timer. Seasting looks for a pick. If he can't find it, it'll be tough. He takes the fadeaway. It's no good. McHale with a rebound. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It should not count. It does not count. Even if it went, it would not have counted. That's the end of 3 at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. Casey Jones does not look too pleased. It's Indiana 72, Boston 66. And this is, at the end of 3, it's 72-66. Indiana is leading. They have the ball. And some of the fine Indianapolis Chevrolet dealers are here tonight. From Blossom, Lowell Blossom. From Hubler, Frank Hubler. Dave McIntyre Chevrolet. Dave is here. Peyton Wells is here also. That's Williams outside missing with the jumper, and McHale blocked out well, and Johnson comes down with it. So we're in the fourth quarter. Bud Wolf is here also, and Dan Young. They're all Indianapolis Chevrolet dealers. Watching this one with his own manager, Matt Murphy, and his assistant, Dave Schewelter. Bird misses outside. Almost had an air ball. It hit the backboard. Bird in the ball game has 19. He's 7 out of 15 from the field. Jimmy Thomas has it stolen away, but Johnson commits the foul, Jerry Harkness.
I tell you, Jimmy has played a heck of a ball game. You don't see a lot of things he's doing. He's got 4 or 5 assists, but as you see, he's going to the basket and penetrating, and he's drawing the people to him, and when they do, he's giving it back to an open man.
And he's 5 for 5 from the field with 10 points. So he's had a pretty good night. There is Jimmy backing it up, and just as I say that, he misses his first
shot of the ball game. Huh?
Nice going, Jerry. He averages 11 points a ball game. Boston trails by 6 with 11 minutes to go in the game, and they can explode on you. So don't get excited, folks. That's Maxwell. Cedric going inside on Kellogg, and Kellogg has been playing for over a period with 4 fouls. They haven't been able to get that 5th foul, but he has to play a little loose. That's Granny Waiters. Gray has played well in the hole. Stepanovic has played well in the hole. And Granny, who started in the ball game, has 4 points. That's Kellogg over Bird, and he misses. He's got to get inside. And a rebound to McHale. It's now 72-68. Boston down with 10.5 to go in the game. Maxwell again posts up Kellogg, who now fronts it. And it goes. Let's see if he'll take it. He doesn't. That's Bird alone. Bingo. Now he makes it a 2-point game, Jerry Harkness. It's a 2-point game. Timeout. And a timeout. And on the LSA scoreboard, it's Indiana 72, Boston 70. You have 16,920 watching this one. It's been a good one. And at the end of 3, Indiana led 72-66. At the end of 2, they led 50-46. At the end of 1, the Pacers led 25-21. Indiana now looks up at a 2-point lead. They have the ball, and on the back line, Vern Fleming and Jimmy Thomas. Fleming in the ball game is 5 out of 11 with 10 points. And 5 out of 6 with 10 points. Jimmy Thomas. Kellogg has the ball. Kellogg is now with 9 points. He's had an off night. He averages 18. The jumper is up and it's missed. 2 men on Herbie Williams, and McHale with a rebound in Boston with a bucket here, folks, to tie it up. Dennis Johnson looks inside. Waiters now against McHale, who sets a pick for Bird. Williams fights through it, back into McHale. Great play for McHale, and McHale used his body well, and he drew the foul also.
Well, when you get good position underneath like that and a strong upper body, look at his upper body, which is so powerful. And he takes Granville, who has got good defense, but not against McHale in that strong upper body.
Chevrolet dealers here from out of town. From Alexandria, Tom DeVoe. From Anderson, Randy Widener. From Brownsburg, Larry Blank. Bill Dunphy Jr. is here from Columbus. David Stetler out of Crawfordsville, and a Chevrolet dealer from Danville, Earl Dugan. We welcome all those folks here. That is McHale with 9:42 to go in the game, and the Pacers' lead is now 1. He could tie it, and he does. McHale has 6 points in the game. The average is 17.5. Boy, that's incredible, coming off the bench. Outside, Jimmy Thomas with it in a tie ball game. Boston's defense has been a little tough so far in this period. Kellogg, who has been held in check. Over to Fleming. Fleming didn't get a pick from Kellogg, who didn't set it. And then he drives, tries to shoot, and Bird blocks it. Here is a 4-on-1 break. Great pass by Bird.
Oh, what a pass. What can you say about that? They are really good defensively on the half foot. You just got to come down like that almost every time before they can set up, because Boston on a half-court defense is very good.
People don't realize what a good passer Larry Bird is until you see a play like that. Here's Johnson. Johnson goes to Bird outside. Bird can beat you so many ways. Look at Kellogg fronting underneath. You can't see it. Kellogg's really fronting Maxwell. And they call an illegal defense, and it's a good call, because Stepanovic was smack in the middle of the lane, not even close to picking up the man he was supposed to be guarding, McHale, and you can't do that. You got to stay on your man, and that's a tee. That hurts.
Right yard, Jerry, and they did that on purpose. As you notice, Larry held it up and kept holding and holding for the 2.9 seconds. And that, of course, Stepanovic was in there 2.9 seconds.
5 for 5 for Bird at the line tonight. He missed one.
Oh, is he upset, too?
Oh, he's a great competitor. You talk to the Boston players, and one thing they say about Larry Bird is he's tough in practice. They say, you think he's tough in a game? He really works hard. On the LSA scoreboard with a timeout, it's Boston 74, Indiana 74. The official store of the Pacers is LS Airs, and this is the Pacers Television Network. 8 minutes, 48 left. You see on the monitor. You're also looking at Larry Bird, who has banged in 21 points in the last 3 quarters. He was shut out in the first quarter. Here's Danny Ainge, who can shoot outside. Likes that ball in clutch situations. That's Jimmy Thomas trying to stay with him. Bird behind a pick, a single pick by McHale. Good defense by Indiana. A push by McHale and a traveling violation against McHale. They're here tonight from Delphi, Charles Adams. And the Chevrolet dealer from Elwood, Rusty McCarroll. From Flora, Richard Mann. And from Fortville, Theodore Clements. And Robert McCrary's here from Fowler. We give them a big pacer hello. And you see the lead in the turnover department goes for Indiana. Fleming with a rebound. What's that all about? Oh, they say push. Oh, that's a tough call. They say Fleming push.
Yeah, well, I tell you, after you see the 2 or 3 physical contact down here when the paces, then they go down. He did push, but it was very small. You kind of wonder.
Bird going back into DJ, who posts up a big guard, but he can jump. Look at that. Oh, how he can jump. Wow.
Well, I tell you, and you need help, but of course you're trying not to commit that technical by illegal defense.
4 out of 9 for Johnson. He has in the ball game 10, and now it is 76-74 Boston. Fleming cannot tie it up, and the rebound goes to Boston, and here come the Celtics. Almost all game long, it has looked like Boston is just walking through it for a while, and they'll turn it on whenever they have to. Let's see if that happens. They lead by 2, and Bird in the corner. Backing Brown in double team. Good play by Thomas and a foul against Johnson. Good play by Thomas.
Very good play. He double team, came over at the last minute and kind of surprised Larry Bird. See, he surprises him, and he fumbles it over to Dennis, and as a result, Dennis had to go over the top.
We're back to live action. That's Fleming walking it up. Stepanovic in the game. Down low on the right is Thomas. Low on the left is Kellogg. They're going to have to get Kellogg in the offense and try to set a pick for him. Inside was Brown, but they couldn't get it inside. Thomas outside. Bingo. It's tied, folks. It's 76 all with 7:11 to go. Seachting will come back in the ball game. It'll be interesting to see if he can get hot. That's McHale with a double pump. He misses and he gets the foul. He's bumped. Stipo's got 3.
Of course, when McHale gets underneath there, he fakes you up, and then that body again goes into you, and is an opportunity for a 3-point play, but he's going to get the foul every time.
Larry Folks is here from Greenfield. Other Chevrolet dealers, Richard Carney. From Greencastle out of Gas City, it's Jim Underwood. And from Franklin, Bradley Huber. So Bradley Hubler is here, and from Frankfurt, it's Ross Egelhoff. And from Fowler, I think I said, Robert McCreary is here. Boy, there's a bundle of them tonight, and you forgive me for saying hello to them all, but we don't want to miss any one of them. McHale makes it now 77-76, and Boston's up by 1 with 7:04 to go.
And George Irvin came in with a pretty decisive substitution. He's got Granville Waiters in, coming in for Steve Stepanovic.
Okay, it's Williams and Seasting and Waiters and Thomas along with Kellogg for Indiana. 16 out of 19 for Boston at the line. Randy Dodd, our excellent statistician, tells us. And only 2 out of 5 for Indiana. Williams. 23 for Herbie.
We're staying in there. We really are. That was a good move there. Jimmy Thomas, really, Dennis Johnson fell down, and as a result, to overcompensate, Herb Williams got the shot.
The ball game is tied. McHale misses, and Waiters with a rebound. Here comes Indiana with a chance to go back into the lead. 3 team fouls on Indiana, 2 on Boston. Waiters outside. Parrish comes out on him. Kellogg wants to go on Bird. Shoots over it. And misses, and the rebound taken off by whom? It's stolen away. Bobble by McHale. Kellogg has another chance. Kellogg has had an off night, folks. He's only got 11 points. And he's made 5.
Oh, good move. You can see that middle was opened up. They cleared out for him in that middle, and Jimmy Thomas took full advantage of it.
All right, Indiana with a chance to knock off Boston. 5:56 to go, and they're up by 2. Cross-court intercepted by Thomas. A bad pass by the Chief. Parrish with a bad pass. Indiana trying to do something right now. They lead in the ball game by 2. Kellogg drives and turns it over. Good call. Yep. He palmed the ball.
Yes, he did.
He carried it. That's a good call. They don't like the call, but it's a good call by Paul Mahalik.
He had the shot, and Larry Bird is moving back, giving him that jump shot. And of course, if Clark can take it and just shoot it, it'll fall for him if he shoots it with the confidence.
All right, now Indiana's going to have to play some D. We're getting down to clutch time, about
Good
2 minutes
defense,
away.
Jimmy.
And Thomas stealing the ball will go one-on-one against Johnson, but a foul against Johnson. And that prevented 2 points. It's not the breakaway foul because he was not on the other end. He was not away from it. Look at the steal. Great steal.
Jimmy Thomas is doing it all at this point of the ball game. He came through with some key baskets. Now he's playing really good defense.
Boy, he's a good athlete at 6'4", 190. Just a good athlete.
You need a basket right now.
5 minutes, Hark, and 25 seconds to go in the game. That's Thomas in the corner. He's pumped up. He's got 5 fouls on his man, Johnson. But he doesn't go on. Kellogg outside. 7 on the timer. And Seasting looks at it. Into the hole of Williams. Oh, he missed it. The rebound taken away by Maxwell and a foul against Indiana. Williams now has 3. And that against Indiana will be their 3rd team foul. No, it's their 4th team foul. 4 on Indiana and 3 on Boston.
Oh, he missed that. But Herb really was hoping for the foul before that.
Dennis Johnson brings it up for Boston. They trail by 2 with 5 minutes to go. Parrish against Waiters. Ames against Seasting. Boston does not look sharp, but the defense of Indiana has been good. That's Johnson. He's got it. So Dennis gets his 12th. He's 2 for 2 in the quarter. And Indiana is in a tie ball game with a world champ. Been a good one. Hope wherever you are on the network you're enjoying it. Herb Williams outside. Williams shooting. Short. Good attempt by Kellogg. He banks it up. It's no good in the rebound to Larry Bird. Bird brings it up. Finds the open man, Maxwell. And then the Chief tries it and it's loose. Kellogg! What a move by Kellogg who goes in for the lock.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice.
4 minutes and 9 seconds to go. 82-80, Indiana. And folks, they're standing here. They're going nuts. The people really love it. They're standing. Standing ovation. Look at them. They're really into it now. Bird drives on Williams. Blocked by Waiters. Great play by Waiters. Williams over to Thomas. Indiana brings it up. The crowd's going bananas. It's 82-80. Indiana trying to upset the world champion. They're 0 for 2 on them this year. Waiters outside. The crowd is in a dither. They're standing. Seasting with it. Into the high post. That's Williams. Unable to bank it, and Bird with great position takes it off. Now Danny Ainge brings it up. A bucket here could tie the ball game with 3.5 minutes to go.
Jerry, we're playing really good defense, as you see on this thing. Jimmy Thomas is not letting anything go through. He's trying to kick the ball out of bounds. Everything, good defense.
Timeout. The crowd standing on the WTPI scoreboard. Indiana 82, Boston 80. WTPI 107.9 FM, the top for Indianapolis. This is the Pacers Television Network. Jerry Harkness for the first time tonight. The crowd is really into it.
And, of course, that's what we would like for them to do, is get that crowd in the ball game, because that's almost like a 6th player on the field.
They've got to pump up the players. That's the field goal statistic. Indiana shooting very well. Danny Ainge has it. Maxwell has it outside. Maxwell killed us in the last game. Bird.
What can you say? I tell you, they had 2 double pick for him at the top of the key, and he was all alone. And when he's all alone, with 2 and 3 minutes to go, he hits them.
9 out of 17 for Bird, and he's pumped in 23, and we've got a tie ball game with 3:06 to go. Out of bounds it goes. It's Boston ball. On the turnover, Boston brings it back. We have exactly 2:58 to go. We're tied. 82 all. Boston trying to come back and pull one out here against this young club. Bird misses outside, and Seasting with a rebound. That's Williams.
That's what I like, Jerry, is to get the ball down court before that Boston Celtics defense can set up. And it's a one-on-one, and we can be as good as anybody else one-on-one.
It is now 84-82. Indiana in the lead with 2:29 to go. Great move. A missed shot and a foul as Maxwell goes to the hole, and Waiters got him. He's out of the ball game. Indiana leads by 2, and Waiters fouls out of the ball game. So Granny, a surprise starter, finishes with 4 points. But he gets Stepanovic jacked up, who had 5 out of 10 and 10 points, and now comes back into the ball game. So at the line, we'll have Cedric Maxwell. Maxwell with a chance to tie the game up with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the ball game. On the year, Maxwell hitting from the foul line. 85.5%. He's got them both. Boy, he's a steady ball player, Hart.
Yes, he is. And, of course, Coach Irving went with Granville for defense quite a bit tonight. Of course, Stepanovic has a little more offense, so let's see what will be the difference here.
We have 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Jimmy Thomas misses the bank shot. A great rebound from behind Stepanovic, and they call a foul on Stepanovic? Holy mackerel, what a call that was. It looked like Bird hooked his arm. Watch the rebound.
Yeah, I hope we can see this because I know Stepanovic has good position. Oh, he has. It almost appears that he was over the back. Both of them were jumping for the ball.
I tell you, the replay looks like Stipo backed into him, though. Watch.
No.
Not there.
Not there.
Not there. Right there. He bumped him a little bit, but boy, that's a tough call. Wow, that's a tough call, and Bird goes to the line. The game is tied with 2:07 to go, and Bird shot. It's good. That's Mr. Clutch.
That's almost automatic.
He is 6 out of 7 from the foul line. You see the points. He's got 24. His high on the year, his pro high is 53. He averages 27, and his shot's as good as gold. 25 points. The game is tied. 2 for the Birdman. 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the game, and it's still anyone's ball game. And the Pacers go for a timeout. And Jerry Harkness, your analysis to this point.
The analysis thus far has been defense by both teams. Really good defense. It doesn't really show, but both teams are playing defense. As you know, Stepanovic, he came in for Granville, and a key play down there where he did have good position. Normally, Granville would have had better position on that.
Yeah, I think I said it was tied. It is not tied. Boston goes into the lead as Bird gives him 2 with 2:07 to go, so forgive me for that. It is 86-84. And now Indiana's got a tough situation.
Here's a shot at Larry Bird all alone. He's been the difference right here down the stretch. He misses one finally.
That was the shot with 3:28 to go. He missed that 18-footer. Seasting got the rebound, and Williams scored to tie it up with 2:25 to go. But Maxwell got 2, or to give Indiana the 2-point lead. Maxwell got 2. That's Seasting. He ties it up. So Seasting ties it up with 1:50 to go. And with 1:50 to go, we're involved in an 86 ball game. Seasting with his first 2 points of the night. He's got to get hot.
Right you are, Jerry, and it's obvious that we're playing good defense. Only 86 points with 1:45 to go.
All right, watch for the defense now. That's Thomas against Dennis, and he traveled. He traveled. Yes, he did. A turnover. A travel on Dennis Johnson in a tie game with 1:39 to go.
What they were trying to do, Jerry, is clear it out on the side. He was all alone, but of course he traveled before he got there.
Let's see if somebody can set a pick for Seasting and get the good jumper, or else get Williams in low. That's Stepanovic. Looks into Herbie. Bounces in, and look at the steal by Bird. Great anticipation. Length of the court, out of bounds. He threw it away.
Well, Jerry, you let him just a little bit too much, and a timeout call by George Irving, a good one to settle him down.
So we have the timeout. We have 1 minute and 18 seconds to go. We're going to keep it right here, folks. It is 86 all. Taco Bell is one of our fine sponsors, and when Indianapolis looks for something exciting to eat, Indianapolis heads for Taco Bell. Watch Bird steal, but then watch him. Look at him anticipate. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Now he throws it away, though, Hart.
Well, that proves that he's human, huh?
See, he wanted to go the alley-oop for... I tell you, Parrish kind of quit on it. Looked like he figured he was too close to the end line. He could have gone for the ball and tapped it back in play, but he quit on the ball.
Right you are, Jerry. And also what happened is that Stepanovic really got back on defense, and despite making that mistake, he hustled back and made Bird throw it a little bit harder.
The game is brought to you in part by the men and women of the Amex Coal Company, a division of Amex Incorporated, a worldwide energy and minerals company, as Irvin talks to his men in an 86 tie with 1:18 to go. Hang on to your hats wherever you may be. It's tied up, and the Pacers have the ball, and who will they go to as they come back down? Jerry Harkness.
Well, you can see he's diagramming a play for the players, and more than likely he's going to try to get that shot on the outside. It kind of surprised him a little bit. Maybe Jerry Seasting or Thomas from the outside. If they put the pressure on them, no doubt he'll go inside. But once again, 1:18 to go, 86 all. 16,920 looking on, and George Irving a little nervous, but he's got his troops out there.
Oh, this could be the first victory in a coaching career of George Irvin over the great Boston Celtics. If he can pull this one out, boy, he'll long remember it. Maxwell is up against Kellogg, and he's done a great job on him. It is Parrish against Williams, Stepanovic against Bird. Williams against the big guy. Will he go one-on-one? Yeah, he does, with a little right-handed hook. No, he passes underneath, and a foul call against Boston. I thought he was going for the shot.
Right, he was going for the shot, and I hope they call it. Watch the clear out. They cleared the side for Herb. Everybody went to the other side. Good move by them. That was called by by Coach George Irving, and he had timeout.
And yes, it is a shooting foul. He'll get two. He's got the first one. So Williams makes the first one. Indiana leads by 1 with 1:07 to go. Let's see if he gets the next one. Williams shoots 2 clutch shots, and he's not a great foul shooter.
Right you are, but down the stretch, he's been shooting very well this season on the foul line.
88-86, Indiana with 1:02 to go. 1:02 to go. Haynes goes to Bird. Right on him is Williams. Right on him, good defense. He won't let him breathe. Inside he goes to Parrish. Double teamed. He gets up for the shot anyway. It's missed. Johnson with a great rebound. Oh, he must have traveled. No, the basket's no good, and the rebound to Williams. Williams with a rebound. Indiana, 43 seconds to go. They have the ball, and they lead by 2. A bucket here would be almost disastrous for Boston. They got to get a good shot right now. Seasting, is he fouled?
I hope they called it.
He's fouled.
Oh, my goodness, Jerry, I didn't think they would call it from here. And if anybody you want on the foul line with 31 seconds to go, you want a Jerry Seasting, shooting 91% from there.
Watch DJ foul him, and DJ has fouled out of the ball game with that foul right there. So at the line, Jerry Seasting with 31 seconds to go. Indiana in the throes of a thrilling upset. They lead by 2 over the world champions. And Jerry Seasting tonight at the line has gone 0 for 1. He's got 2 points. It didn't go. He's 0 for 2. And would you believe it? Seasting went into the ball game shooting 91%. He just normally doesn't miss. And yet he's 0 for 2 tonight. Well, you figure he's got to get this one. 31 seconds to go. Boston will probably, oh, look at Mahalik now warning Maxwell to stop chewing in Seasting's ear.
That's right. You hit it right on the nose, and Seasting did talk to the officials about that.
Now the shot. It's good. Boy, he broke his concentration, apparently. Indiana leads by 3 with 31 seconds to go, and Boston calls for a timeout. So now there will be 31 seconds left in the game, 24 seconds on the 24-second clock. And you might wonder about three-point shots, folks. Larry Bird is a 45% three-point shooter, and he missed one earlier tonight, and they may go for a quick shot inside before the 24 seconds, before it gets down inside 24 seconds, figuring if they don't get the quick bucket, Jerry Harkness, they'll get a chance to get the ball back again at least one time.
Right you are, Jerry, and a good analysis of that to try to come down there and get a good shot. I don't think they'll go for the three-point shot right away. I think they'll work it inside, and if it's going to be a three-point play, it'll be a three-point play on the inside. So let's watch on that.
All right, we'll watch for them driving inside. Our game brought to you in part by the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Indianapolis. Coke is it, and we're delighted to have them aboard. Indiana, with 1:18, they were tied. Williams hit 2 at the foul line. And Indiana led by 2, and then Seasting got 1 out of 2, and Indiana leads by 3. So Seasting in the game has scored only 3 points, but right now that's the margin of the lead. And look at George Irvin. we can't. We tried to pick up his voice, and you can't do it. That's Donnie Walsh next to him. And right now, George Irvin is laying the defensive strategy. Right now, there are 2 timeouts left in the game for the Pacers, and that's a good one, Jared. And Hart, there's only 1 left for Boston with 31 seconds to go in the ball game.
Right you are. And what he's trying to tell them, if they hit the 3-point shot, what to do. So you plan for the worst. And that's exactly what Coach George Irving is doing. But the crowd is getting in this ball game, and again, they could be that 6th player we need.
All right, you're going to guess they're not going to go for the 3-point shot with Bird. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to guess they're going to try and go inside to McHale. They'll try and go into McHale and get him low against perhaps Kellogg. I don't think they'll go for the 3-point play. Williams now is fronting the big guy, and Bird is against the little man Brown. And Bird will go in the hole. Yes, he will. Now, he does go in the hole, gets it at the foul line, and he travels. He traveled.
Yep.
He traveled. He got the ball up in the air, and he didn't know what he could do with it. It's a man-to-man all over the court. 24 seconds to go. Timeout, Indiana. Good call.
Good call by Clark Kellogg. Really a good call by Clark Kellogg.
The Pizza Hut restaurants all across central Indiana share this broadcast with you and their Pacer pride by being one of our proud sponsors of our telecast. We have 24 seconds to go. Watch the play. Bird just got up in the air right here, and he ate the ball. He didn't touch the ball. See if we can see it here.
He was trying to get a call from the official. Watch this. Tony does a good job. He taps the ball right there. He bumps into him. Then he comes back down.
And why he didn't shoot, you won't know. I think he figured he'd get the call.
Yes, you're right.
And Larry just didn't take the shot. If he'd taken the shot, he might have gotten the 3-point call, but because he ate the ball and came down, he traveled.
Right, and you got to give a little credit to Coach Irvin, because Irvin made the substitution, bringing Tony Brown in there to play Larry Bird for that one play. So that was a good move by Coach George Irving to bring Tony Brown, who's a little quicker than, of course, Clark Kellogg or Herb Williams or Steve Stepanovich. So a good move there.
Well, he anticipated the foul, and you normally don't see a Larry Bird do that. That's unusual indeed. You won't see that play in maybe another 10 years against Larry Bird. He blew it. Yeah, I got to say, I know they're not going to like me at Terre Haute, but he blew it. Larry thought he was going to get a foul. But if he had shot the ball, he might have gotten a 3-point play. And his ball club was down 89-86. And why he didn't let it go, I'll never know. And then he didn't get the foul.
Okay, the inbound play has got to work. This is very crucial.
They don't pressurize Kellogg, and Auerbach says that's a bad move, and it is a bad move, and a foul called against Boston. Red was saying the other night, you got to pressurize the guy inbounding the ball. They didn't do that.
They did not do that. And, of course, another move, what we tried to do is get the ball to Jerry Seesing, our good foul shooter. And, of course, they fouled him. So the strategy by Coach George Irving has worked. He won't miss 2 this time, I believe it.
You've got it right, Hart. The lead, folks, is now 4 with 20 seconds to go. It's not over. A lot of time for Boston. Let's see if he can make it 5. Bingo! Oh, Herbie Williams jumped in the air. Boston needs the big 3-point play, and Bird's the 3-point threat. Ainge is 2. The 3-point shot. No good. Seesing fights for it. It's picked up by Ainge. He wants the 3-point shot. He launches it. No good. Thomas with the rebound. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. This baby's all over. The world champions have been upset. Boston is going to be upset. It's all over. The final score, 91-86. The world champions had their 7-game victory string snapped. They had won 10 of the last 11, 14 of the last 17, and George Irvin has won his first game as a coach in the NBA against the Boston Celtics, 91-86. In a perfectly coached ball game.
You can't say enough about the strategy that George Irving used down the stretch. He was absolutely superb. The inbound play, the Tony Brown substitute against Larry Bird, all key plays. Jerry Seesing hitting key shots. He didn't have a good first half, but he came back with key shots in the second half. Just absolutely superb. All right, Pacers 91, our Boston Celtics 86. Can you believe it?
I guess we're going to have a guest on a post-game show, and you see the score. We'll be back with Jimmy Thomas visiting with Jerry Harkness right after the ball game. Well, let's go for a break and some commercials now. The final 91-86. Indiana beats Boston, and this is the Indiana Pacers television network. A great ball game for Indiana Pacers fans at Market Square Arena. And don't forget, tomorrow night it'll be the exciting Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, one of the most talked about players in years in the NBA. He'll be here for a game against this very exciting and certainly very happy Indiana Pacers ball club, who steal one tonight from Boston with a great team effort. And the move by the head coach of the Indiana Pacers to fire his ball club up certainly paid off. Jim Thomas is coming out right now to talk with Jerry Harkness. What a ball game he had. Thomas had 14 points, 7 out of 8 from the field. He averages 11. Jimmy Thomas is our guest, and let's go to Hart.
Thank you, Jerry, and no doubt about it, I guess coming back after having a slow season thus far, Jimmy, you started off very well. You come back, now you got your confidence. I have never seen you play an all-around game such as this one this evening.
Yeah, I have to admit, this game is one that I really needed badly. And I came out and I tried to play as relaxed as possible and try to just react to what's happening out on the court.
One play that really is surprising. You made so many great plays, Jimmy. I can't think of which one to work on. But the steal from Dennis Johnson seemed to me kind of turned the entire ball game around.
Like I said, I was trying to just to relax and react. And just so happened when I saw the ball come in front of my face, I just reacted to it and was able to come up with it.
You know, when we get the outside shooting like that, of course, they were slacking in on Clark and Herb, and you hit the outside shot. That means so much to this ball club.
I think it did. And also, Jerry Season was also along with me hitting outside shots. And I think we just played a very good game as a team. And I credit a lot of that to Herb Williams and Clark Kellogg and Granville Waiters, who came in and played a fine game.
You know, when you take a look, we only got about 30 seconds to go. Defense. I tell you, I have never seen team defense play as well by the Indiana Pacers.
Well, we've been working real hard to improve, and Coach Irvin has been working with us every day and staying with us, and I think tonight it really paid off, and what we're trying to do now is just continue it.
Of course, you shot 7 out of 8 from the field, 14 points, a heck of a ball game. Jimmy Thomas, we're glad to have you. Jimmy Thomas, our guest, a big win here at Market Square Arena. Now back over to Jerry Gross.
All right, thank you, Hark, and congratulations, Jimmy. Excellent ball game. Gosh, what a big one. I kept thinking Boston was going to turn it on. They didn't. I have the individual